today's Matriarch tutorial we are going to create a fat kick sound, and you only need two patch cables, a large one and a short one. We are not going to use the ARP, modulation, utilities and stereo delay. Just have to make sure you're on one voice mode and VCA mode is on amp envelope. Let's start configuring our oscillators. 4, 2, 4 and 8. We'll get back to this. First oscillator sine wave, second one sine wave, third one is a sawtooth, and the fourth one is also a sine wave. Now let's take a look at our mixer. Our fourth one is this position, third one is at this position, second one, and the first one. And our bass sound comes from oscillator 1 and oscillator 4. For our deep sounding bass of our kick drum we can use oscillator 4. Now let's hear how this sounds. Now let's take a look at our amplitude, attack, decay. We are actually going to use the decay to make the sound really short. So something like this is quite good already. So release should be down, sustain as well, because if we take sustain up, it would just sustain after the decay, and our decay is to determine how long our kick will sound. So something like this is good for now. Now let's take a look at our filter envelope, because we are going to use the filter envelope to do a quick pitch sweep. And in order to do this, we can use the envelope out, and we should take it to the pitch in of our first oscillator. And it sounds like this. But now we do have a problem, because our pitch is going up really fast, and it actually should go down. Now also keep in mind the attack here of our filter determines how long the sweep is, the pitch sweep. Decay should be at the fullest amount, and release should be at its fastest. Sustain doesn't really matter, because our sound will never reach the end of the decay. So we should actually turn this around, and we can do this by using an attenuator. If I take this to the output of the attenuator and use a short patch cable from envelope out of our filter to the inputs of the attenuator, and somewhere in the middle, if the attenuator is in the middle, it shouldn't do much. But if we take it up to the right side, that's our pitch going up, but we don't want that. We want the pitch to go down, so we have to take it to the left. As you can hear, I think we can make the attack a little bit quicker. Something like this. The more we go to the left with the attenuator, the more the pitch starts to shift. And I actually want this pitch to be the same as our notes if we just play them. So I take out the patch cable from the pitch in. I listen to the C. And I try to match it. Okay, that's close enough. If you take a look at our oscillators again, enable sync, enable those two buttons, and we are going to turn down the frequency a little bit. And this one up. And now one last thing we should be worried about is our filter, and you can just copy these settings. You can turn it up a little bit maybe. Make sure it's in stereo, but I'm actually recording this in mono. We don't want a stereo sound for our kick drum. Spacing, envelope, amount, keyboard tracking, and that's basically it. If you want a longer kick drum, just turn the decay up, but not too long, because as you hear, the decay of the filter will start to sound and it will tweak our pitch again. And that's not something we want. If you want to make it sound a little bit deeper and more bass heavy, we can use oscillator 4 for this, and oscillator 1 as well, but it's an octave higher than oscillator 4. What else can we do to tweak this sound? You can use a different waveform at oscillator 3. But I prefer the sawtooth sound. If you want this kick drum to sound really fat and distorted, you can always use a guitar pedal such as this OCD full tone pedal, and it will sound like this. So that's about it for this tutorial. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to this channel, because I am going to upload more tutorials in the future, of course. And I hope to see you in the next video.